So I was awarded the Dame Commander of Sir Michael and St George, a DCMG, which means that my title is now Dame. And when I was contacted to be told about it, it was an absolutely massive, out-of-the-blue surprise. Permanent Secretary who called me, I thought was just calling on business, or maybe even to tell me done something wrong. So it was incredibly exciting. I gasped. It's rare moments when you gasp in your life. I gasped. It was extraordinary, and going to get the honour was also extraordinary. Really, really special to be recognised in that way for what has been difficult work, not just for me, but for my team. And I think the recognition was also for my team. Thank you for asking the question about how women can get involved in these kinds of careers, because there are still too few. The number of women ambassadors who represent the UK is on the rise, and that's fantastic. It's up at about 50% now, which is great, but there are still too few who elect to go to difficult countries or work on conflict and security issues which are just routinely dominated by men. So I'm really keen that women do get more involved, not least because when war breaks out in countries, how women are affected by it is different from how men are, and it needs women in the room to help people to understand it for humanitarian response, for peace settlements. Nothing is complete unless you capture the whole of experience. You need women in the room to do that. So I hope that my own career and the way in which I've talked about it, including the way I did this morning in my speech, just makes people think, among these fantastic graduates, that maybe this might be something for them. In my speech and in the graduating ceremony, I said that I'd learned a lot about people, but the three things I'd observed in Ukraine had been about the importance of being brave, being determined, and being kind. And that if you did those things, and no matter what decision points you had in your life, you would fly really high. And that was the message that I gave. But I think I want to add to that for people who are thinking, that some careers look too far away, is that the water's warm. It's such an amazing thing to do, to get involved in these kinds of roles that change lives, and that any of you can do that. There is a talent that you have in you that can enable you to do that. It doesn't matter in what sphere, government, public sector, whatever. So I hope that in the way that I spoke this morning, I gave that encouragement for people to see themselves in those roles in the future.